I think considering that, you know, the gondola was only built a year or two ago, and you know the amount of money that people have spent on tickets and the amount of money that they have spent on the gondola, it should be far more reliable than what it is at the moment. And yes, you can gondola up from the base of Whistler, but you shouldn't have to deal with all the hassle of taking two gondolas up to Blackcomb when you can go from the base. So it's understandable that it's not that reliable yet, but I think it should be kind of more reliable. That's right.
Have fun up there. Okay, tell me what you think about the Blackcomb gondola being down with the price of lift tickets and everything.
Well, we've been fortunate. We haven't had to ride it when it's down, but I guess for the people that have, it's frustrating. But I know the maintenance people are working on it, and they keep on finding new things that have gone wrong with it. So they're trying. It's not like they want it to go down purposely.
Do you think there should be a reduction in lift ticket prices?
Well, I think that it's difficult to capture the people that were stuck on it to do anything for them, but they should offer something, you know, in those circumstances. But if the gondola is down for the day and they know it's not going to operate, yeah, I believe they should. Difficulty is that they've two mountains here, one pass. Makes it hard to make that decision.
Great, thanks so much.
Okay.
I really appreciate it. Okay, tell me what you think about that gondola being down.
Well, these things happen. I don't really have an issue with the gondola being down if it's a major problem, but anyone who has anything to do with the infrastructure of the mount, like guest relations, should know about it. My son-in-law was meeting us for lunch at 1 o'clock at the rendezvous the other day. He takes his kid, carries his kid, he doesn't want to take a stroller, over, gets his ticket, goes to guest relations. They tell him he should walk over to the Blackcomb gondola, which he does, carrying his kid, only to find out it's not working. Then he has to walk all the way back and get in one big, huge honking line at the Whistler gondola, only to be an hour and a half late for lunch. He left the house at 11:30. That's unacceptable. That part is unacceptable, the fact that people aren't talking to each other, the people who should know. I hope it comes up because it's at the moment it's not such a big deal, but when they get the crowds, it's going to be a monster problem.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate that. I wanted to know what you think about the gondola that's been shutting down all the time.
Yesterday on the lift, we experienced a lot of shutdowns. It was quite frustrating. Some of them were quite lengthy. We rode a number of gondolas and chairlifts, and they all seemed to shut down periodically, far more than they had in the past. We've been up here for the last 10 years, and it's the worst I've seen it.
I agree with you. Do you think there should be some kind of compensation with reduced lift tickets?
I don't think they've reached that point yet. I will say I thought about that when I was sitting on it, and I was thinking about at what point would you cross that line. I don't know what that is. I'd have to think about that a little bit more because it was frustrating, but it wasn't overwhelming. And like I said, it was worse than it had been. That's a tough one.
Okay.
That's for sure. Thank you.
Thanks very much. Have fun up there.